morning and welcome to the Top 10 show for today. It is Thursday, August the 9th, 2012, and my name is Stuart Acker. I hope you're doing really well. Okay, got the two biggest selling tabloids. Go for the Daily Mirror first because it's closer. Okay, Daily Mirror, missing Tia. Gran's lover has got a new evidence, okay? Now, you say Gran and Grandad, you think 60 plus, right? Not in these modern times, no. As you'll see if you get the newspapers today, 37-year-old Stuart Hazel. There you go. Rubbish in newspapers nowadays. Can't just give us the news. Rubbish. Anyway, 37-year-old Stuart Hazel has been questioned by police in retrospect and in suspicion or it's witness in Tia's disappearance. The gold medal for caning goes to Guus van, whatever his name is. He's one of the Dutch Olympians. And Bob Hoskins, not Monkhouse, he's dead. Bob Hoskins, he's got Parkinson's. So yes, Smee from Hook, as I know him. He has got Parkinson's, so he's retired from acting. And he's 69 years old, so a very respectable age to retire anyway. That's a sad situation when he's got Parkinson's. You realise just how much your idols have fallen in a way. Can the Beast stop the Bolt? Usain Bolt eyes double gold tonight, but the Beast is out to maul him. Johan Blake versus Usain Bolt, 1,500 metres. And that's tonight. Fix of the best. Hoy, cycling is rigged to stop Team GB from winning everything. This is Sir Chris Hoy, and he has said, perhaps controversially, that cycling is rigged to stop Team GB from winning medals and winning accolades. If you want to read more about that, that's in the Daily Mirror. And finally, the front pages, The Sun today has got Prince Harry and Laura Trott enjoying a good old chin wag whilst they're watching the Olympics. And of course, being The Sun, they've got a romance aspect tagged onto that. It seems that Prince Harry can't talk to any female without a romance aspect tagged onto it. Okay, Tia Cops talked with Grandad, they put it in air quotes, not me. And yeah, so that's the story again that Stuart Hazel has spent 2.5 hours with officers as sniffer dogs joined in the huge search in New Addington, South London, and the disappearance of Tia Sharp. And at the bottom of the front page, Amy's Blake fights for life. Story of Blake failed a civil, fighting for life after taking a huge cocktail of drink and drugs. Back page of The Sun, Bolt, watch me make history, looking up at the sky to God. And Usain Bolt saying that he's going to win tonight. And Fergie RVP Fury. Alex Ferguson has blasted Arsenal over his attempts to sign Robin van Persie. If you want to read more about those two stories, that's the Sun newspaper for you. Now we're going on to the Top 10 show. 10 stories from 10 to number 1, which I found most fascinating and what I thought would be more useful for me to talk about on this show. So this is what happened over the past week in my eyes. Okay, in Braintree, number 10, benefits cheat guitarist ordered to pay back £157,000. A benefits cheat who dishonestly claimed more than £34,000 while playing guitar in a band called Shady Deal has been ordered by a court to pay back more than £157,000. Over a period of 7 years, Anthony Jarrett dishonestly received council tax benefit, job seekers allowance, income support and incapacity benefit without declaring he owned a house in Braintree, had thousands of pounds in savings and earned money from being in the band and teaching the guitar, Ipswich Crown Court heard. Jared, 49, was only caught out when he was arrested for shoplifting in Lowestoft in 2009 and was found in possession of a Halifax bank card in another name. Jared of Clockhouse Way, Braintree, admitted 3 offences of failing to notify a change in circumstances while claiming benefit and 1 offence of making a false representation to obtain benefit, and he was jailed in November last year for 12 months. Yesterday, Jared attended a confiscation hearing in Ipswich Crown Court where it was agreed by his defence team that he had benefited by £157,495 from a criminal lifestyle, which included having bank accounts in other names. His available assets were agreed to be over £163,000, and Judge Rupert Overbury made a confiscation order in the sum of £157,495. Of that amount, £30,338 will be paid in compensation to the DWP, and £4,507 will be paid in compensation to Braintree District Council. And the court heard that Jared had owned his own home in Braintree since 1998, and when he began claiming council tax, In 2003, he had £69,000 savings in his own bank account, and the ceiling for savings to claim benefit is only £16,000, so it's way over the limit. Okay, straight on to number 9 right now. And there's a chance to complete a ghost story after a missing M.R. James manuscript was found. The classic ghost stories of Mr. M.R. James paint a haunting picture of Suffolk's towns and villages. And now, after the discovery of an unfinished manuscript in a university library, children are being invited to complete one of his atmospheric tales to mark the 150th anniversary of his birth. The competition is being organised by Suffolk Coast, a newly created group of local businesses keen to bring tourists to the region, and will be judged by novelist Susan Hill, best known for her own ghost story, The Woman in Black. Mr. James, who from the age of 3 lived in the rectory in the village of Great Livermere near Bury St Edmunds, often used the county's coastal towns as backdrops and inspiration for his stories. The author, whose best known work, A Warning to the Curious, was set in and around Aldborough and is thinly disguised under the name of Seaborough, worked as a medieval scholar in Cambridge University. It was in the archives of King's College, Cambridge, that the unfinished manuscript of The Game of Bear was found. The handwritten story concerns the curious case of Henry Perdue, a man preyed upon by a sinister cousin who considers herself somehow wronged by the family. One of Perdue's school friends, now an elderly man, recounts the uncanny tale to another friend, while grandchildren cause havoc playing the dreadful game of bear up and down the staircase. The winner of the competition will receive an invitation to visit James's beloved Suffolk locations and stay in the hotel in which the writer regularly lodged, the White Lion in Aldborough. British children up to and including 16 years of age are offered the chance to pen a conclusion by reading The Game of Bear and submitting possible endings at www.thesuffolkcoast.co.uk. So if you've got children up to and including 16 years, or perhaps you yourself are a young teenager, go to that website if you want a chance to pen the ending of The Game of Bear. Okay, next up, number 8. A clothes recycling scheme has taken off in Suffolk, but there are fears that clothes may be stolen from the bins. But there are concerns that some thieves have started stealing bags of clothing to sell them on for recycling. There you go, there's a little crude drawing of some clothes and a Recycle Them logo. Despite fears from charity shops that the scheme would stop people donating used clothing to their outlets, more than 20 tonnes of clothing have been recycled in the first week of the scheme. Peter Stevens, chairman of the Suffolk Waste Partnership, said the response so far from people in Suffolk have been superb. I would also encourage everyone to let your local council know if you see anyone other than the refuse collection crews taking textiles from your recycling bin. Residents should contact their local council if they see this happening, he said, and the only people authorised to collect the textiles from inside the bins are council crews themselves. Number 7 right now, getting through the top 10 show. Men have been jailed for 45 years after a £34 million cocaine smuggling operation. 2 men have been jailed for a total of 45 years for their involvement in a £34 million cocaine smuggling operation which resulted in Suffolk Police's largest seizure of Class A drugs. Suffolk Company Director Terence Smith and unemployed Frederick Culverson were arrested after police raided an industrial unit in Highbury Road, Brandon last October and discovered 174 kilograms of high-purity cocaine hidden in the bottom of boxes of pineapples, of all things. Smith, 57, of Alford and Dry, Thetford, admitted conspiracy to supply Class A drugs, and Culverson, 56, of London, denied the charge but was found guilty by a jury at Ipswich Crown Court after a 2-week trial which ended this week. The arrests of the men followed an intelligence-led operation which had taken place over several months, with officers gathering information relating to the importation of cocaine through Felixstowe docks. And Culverson was jailed for 25 years and Smith for 20 years. Coming on next to Felixstowe, not a good story for the town. A repeat offender was arrested for smashing a window just hours after leaving prison. This is my 6th story of the week. A man was arrested for smashing a pub window just hours after being released from prison. Gavin Knock admitted a charge of causing criminal damage during a hearing at South East Suffolk Magistrates Court. Justices heard that the 29-year-old of Beaconfield in Felixstowe was arrested shortly after walking free from prison last week. Nog had been picked up from the rail station by his mother and taken back to Felixstowe. Alan Wheatman, prosecuting, told the court the defendant had brought a pint at the Dolphin Hotel pub in Felixstowe. He said the barmaid had seen him play on the fruit machines and said no one was in the area at the time, and she watched him go to the gentlemen's toilets, he added. A member of the public then came into the pub and said that the window at the back of the toilets had been smashed. The court heard the pub's landlord followed Nog to Adstraw Close, where he was arrested on suspicion of criminal damage and taken to Martlesham Police Investigation Centre. Ian Duckworth, for Nog, said he consumed half a bottle of vodka. He said he couldn't remember anything after this and then just remembers waking up in police custody. Now that's what I call wasted. He also faced 2 assault charges against his former partner, Holly Holmes, with whom he has a 1-year-old daughter, from April 30th and May the 6th, which he pleaded guilty to. And Nog was released on conditional bail, and his case was adjourned until August 28th for a pre-sentence report. Okay, halfway through the top 10 show, what have we learnt then? Southwark's full of joggies and people smashing windows. Only kidding, we've got a lot to be thankful for, including this one. Okay, Tesco has opened a virtual supermarket at Gatwick Airport. Tesco has this week opened a new virtual grocery store at Gatwick Airport's North London terminal, enabling travellers to buy their shopping while waiting for a flight. The UK's first virtual supermarket is laid out like a traditional store, but with interactive digital fridges, displaying everyday products through Tesco.com. Travellers passing through the North Terminal can browse these products and then scan the barcodes of the chosen items with their smartphones to add them to an online basket. After completing their purchase, the customers can book for a delivery slot for when they return home after their holiday, which is up to 3 weeks in advance. Tesco's virtual store will be open for business in Gatwick Airport's North Terminal Departure Lounge during the 2 busiest weeks of the year, from August the 6th to August the 19th. There are 4 interactive touchscreen fridges in the virtual store pilot, and 6 digital sites positioned around the departure lounge for passengers to use. They have around 80 products on offer, including everyday items such as milk, eggs, bread, cheese, pasta, sauce, chicken, cereal, fruit and vegetables. To use the service, customers need to download the Tesco app from the iTunes App Store and the Google Play Market. They also need to register at Tesco.com. But yeah, if you're facing a 3-week wait and you want to get some groceries in, then by all means, register and use the sites if you're travelling on holiday. That's it. Okay, number 4 now. Daily Express has been in the front page Olympics gaffe. What this means is Daily Express, when they published their front page yesterday on August the 8th, my brother's birthday, they had a massive gaffe on their front page. They were celebrating all to do with Team GB. But if you look just beside, go from the left, 3rd picture in, see a dressage team there, yes? What colour are the medals around their necks? Why, they're bronze, not gold. That means they're not British. No, they're Dutch. The Daily Express printed a picture of the Dutch dressage team as part of its Team GB 22 karat gold Olympic special front page on Wednesday, August the 8th, in the first major media cock-up of the Games. The Mirror also printed the same picture in its centrefold spread. The Daily Express front page celebrates Team GB's achievements, but included a picture of the Dutch dressage team rather than Britain's. The error is clearly visible from the orange lapels on the riders and the bronze medals clearly displayed around their necks. You think, hang on a minute, that gold's a little bit off colour, they should take it back to be reminted. No, they're Dutch. They won bronze, not gold. This week, Team GB broke the country's record of gold medals won with 22, eclipsing the 18 golds won in Beijing in 2008. Team GB's Charlotte Jourdain, Carl Hester and Laura Bretztolmer broke Germany's dominance in the dressage to win Britain's first Olympic medal of any colour in the sport since it first appeared in the Olympics in 1912. Other gold medals won on the day by cyclists Sir Chris Hoy and Laura Trott, along with Alistair Brownlee in the triathlon, meant that Britain smashed past its haul from the 2008 Beijing Games, and there's more to come, guaranteed, in boxing as well as other events. So go Team GB. I'm not afraid to display my colours. Go Team GB. Red, white and blue. Go on. Okay, number 3 now. We're into the top 3. Here's where we're getting a little bit odd news stories here going on. Okay, this is a little bit odd. A teenager has read an apology to plane passengers for jumping the queue. Here he is reading his apology. Okay, he was forced to read this apology after jumping the queue in the boarding lane. Lacrosse player Mac Breedlove was caught by his coach sneaking onto the aircraft early and subsequently ordered to say sorry on the Southwest flight's PA system. "My fellow travellers," he said, "today I address you with great remorse. During the boarding process, I took advantage of the airline's kindness. This is not the way I want my coaches, teammates or parents, and that's not the way they expect me to behave, and for all this I apologise. I am just a young man that thinks I'm smarter than I am. I hope you'll find it all in your hearts to forgive me, for I am just a young man that thinks I'm smarter than I am. Enjoy your flight and remember to fly Southwest because they let my coach do this to me." That's right, the airline didn't force him, the coach did. Breedlove's apology was met with cheers and laughter from his fellow passengers. Right, 2 more news stories and then we're done here. And this one's a little bit ew, so to go with it, I've picked a picture of a cute elephant. A card maker has announced plans to make Valentine's Day cards from elephant dung. Yeah, here's a picture of a cute elephant playing with a ball, just to take your mind off it. Specifically, Vijender Shekarat wants to make cards from pulped elephant dung, according to Orange. He stated, "People always worry about the smell, but believe me, the cards smell as sweet as any other Valentine's Day cards on the market." Shekarat's company attends to process waste containing undigested grass and leaf fibres. The card maker added, "Elephants' gastrointestinal system cannot digest fibres well. About 40% of everything goes through untouched, but softened and pre-pulped. As a result, their dung makes fantastic paper when it's pressed and processed." If you can't say it with flowers or chocolates, say it with poo. Awesome. Okay, first one. This really does kind of reinforce my faith in true love. A couple aged 85 are to remarry 48 years after they divorced. A New York couple, both aged 85, plan to remarry 48 years after divorcing. Amazing. Despite only having seen each other once in the last 48 years at a family funeral in 1996, Lena Henderson and Ronald Davis are to remarry this Saturday, or last Saturday, August the 4th. Groom Rowland said, "You never forget someone that you cared for at one time or another." The pair married in their teenage years, but split up after 20 years of marriage. They have kept in touch through their 4 children together. Rowland proposed to an accepting Lena over the phone earlier this year, and the two are happily looking forward to the ceremony. The special ceremony that takes place last weekend that brought over 4 generations of family together. Their youngest daughter, Renita Chadwick, said, "It's every child's dream, every child who has ever been in a family where divorce has occurred, that your parents would come back together." And their eldest daughter, Johnny May Funderbick, now that's a name, added, I'm as excited as some 9-year-old whose parents are getting back together, and I'm 65 years old. That's awesome. That's a great story to end the Top 10 show with this week. I've been Stuart Acker. You've been fantastic. I'm on Felixstowe Radio, 2 till 4 p.m. today, remembering what day it is, and 3 till 5 p.m. on Saturdays for Pop Fever. Tune in then if you want to. Otherwise, I'll see you again next week for another Top 10 show right here on Felixstowe TV. So whatever you do, stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye now.